Hello, I'm Tara Brabazon.
And I'm Judy O'Connell.
And welcome to the ninth session of Judy and Tara Talk Tech. Unbelievably, it's the ninth session, and we're talking today about a very old media platform. We're talking about books, and I'm asking the somewhat provocative question, are books dead? Now, I love books, and my first question of just about anybody I meet is, what are you reading? I'm terrible. I tend to judge people by their reading behaviours. Isn't that terrible, Jude? I love books, but we need to really be talking about the platforms that exist for information delivery at the moment. So what are your feelings about print-based books and indeed e-books, Jude?
I love all books, whether they're print or e-based, and I love them because they are, in my mind, different devices for doing reading. You know, books that are print have actually been digital for a long time because that's how they were produced, in digital format to go to print. So as soon as you think about that, you actually can let go of this whole, oh, is it relevant to have e-books or not? Yes, it is very relevant to have e-books, very relevant to have paper books, very relevant to have flip books. Love the ones that have been flipped around so you can hold them in one hand and stand on a tram. So yes, I love them all, and I love them because they're for pleasure and enjoyment, as well as in-depth reading, research and communication.
Yeah. I suppose the question I have, and this is just a media literacy question, the arguments have been that when we all read screens, we read it in a circular formation, so our eyes go round and round the screen, whereas when we're engaging with paper-based print, we have that linear engagement. So there is an argument we don't really have that depth of interpretation when we're reading on a screen. I'm just offering that as an interpretation. Do you have a sense of the differences of the depth that we engage with data depending on the platform?
I think it's purpose driven as much as anything. Certainly we need to do some eye tracking research in terms of how we're using the online interfaces and the digital interfaces. And there is plenty of evidence around how we map our eyes in terms of an interface on a screen. But when it comes to using this little fellow, this big fellow here, this little fellow here, or the ones that are in between, I'm not sure, I haven't looked into the research area around that, but certainly it's purpose driven for me. To read a fiction book for pleasure, I'm very happy to use a digital device. I'm also equally happy to read a book that I've picked up in a second-hand bookstore because it's no longer available. All those things are really cool. But the really nice thing about digital stuff for academic work is that you can annotate as you go. Well, sure, you can write on your print-based book, but you certainly can't aggregate your annotations the way you can with your digitally
and you can search the documents as well, all those great advantages as well. Fantastic. Anything you'd like to say about the different types of reading that these platforms encourage?
There is a sense around the fact that we don't engage as long in reading in a digital environment. Again, I haven't tracked the research on that, but
that might be just socialisation too, as we get used to digital engagement.
And the different tools. You know, they've migrated from the ink things to the backlit versions. There's also that stuff about the backlighting interfering with the reading process, extended reading process. So no, this is not a good way to read your favourite novel for 4 hours. Kindle is, a book is.
But I just wonder, as we become more accustomed to the different platforms and the different modes of reading, we'll select the platform to suit our purposes with a lot more care, I think. So I think the print-based book will always exist. It's a wonderful engagement, a wonderful way...
Tactile.
Yes. Wonderful way to explore ideas, but there are multiple platforms, and again, it's about selecting those platforms for the purposes that we require.
Sharing. You know, one of the issues with our digital things is that we can't share our best, most loved book with our colleague. I can't love this book and share it to the next person and to the next person. That issue hasn't been solved.
And that will take some time, I think.
Yeah.
But so books are not dead. They are living digital and analogue objects. Thanks, Jude.
Thank you.